Most people think black magic is just movie fiction, Harry Potter spells, fantasy novels, urban legends. But a book revealed over 1,400 years ago describes its real origins, how it operates, and one of its darkest purposes in chilling detail. The Quran speaks of a moment in history when the secrets of sorcery were deliberately taught to humanity. It reveals exactly how these forces try to interfere in human life, and the one limit that binds them all. To understand black magic, or Sihr, we go back to one of the cradles of civilization, Babylon. In Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 102, the Quran tells a complex story. It mentions two beings named Harut and Marut. These weren't demons. They were angels sent by God as a profound test for humanity. They were given knowledge of sorcery and taught it to people, but only after a stark warning. We are only a trial. Do not disbelieve by practicing this. Despite the warning, some chose to learn. And the Quran singles out the very first example of its misuse, using sorcery to create separation between a husband and wife, the deepest human connection. Why do you think the Quran highlights breaking families as the primary example of magic's danger? The Quran describes how practitioners use knots, incantations, and whispers, echoed in Surah Al-Falaq with the phrase, "those who blow on knots." But here's the single most critical detail the Quran insists on. No ritual, no spell, no force has power on its own. Everything operates only within boundaries set by the Creator. It's not unlimited chaos. It's controlled, limited, and ultimately futile without that permission. Some ask, could this touch even the most righteous? Authentic historical accounts record that the Prophet Muhammad once experienced the temporary effects of sorcery. A man named Labid ibn al-Asam used knotted hair from the Prophet's comb to cast a spell, causing brief confusion and illusion, like imagining actions that never happened. The effect was real, but short-lived. It passed completely, and scholars see it as a reminder. Even the strongest can face tests from the unseen, showing that these forces exist, but they never override divine will. How might someone recognize if unseen interference is at play? The Quran and traditions point to certain recurring patterns, though most life struggles are simply human, emotional, or physical. Some described signs include sudden, intense aversion to things once peaceful or meaningful, like reflection or positive routines. Persistent, unexplained blocks in relationships, opportunities, or daily progress. Unexplained physical discomfort or heaviness with no clear medical cause. These aren't everyday stress. They're rare, overlapping patterns that raise questions about deeper influences. But remember, paranoia isn't the answer. Discernment is. Here's the forbidden truth they rarely mention. Black magic thrives on disconnection and fear. The Quran exposes it as real, but weak. It depends entirely on permission from the ultimate source. The secrets leaked in Babylon weren't to empower evil. They were to reveal its limits. Evil exists, but it's fragile compared to the light of awareness and truth that we've traced the origins in Babylon, the mechanics, the real historical example, and the subtle signs. This is ancient knowledge that still echoes today. What are your thoughts on this? Have you encountered stories or patterns like these? Share in the comments. Your perspective might connect dots for someone else. Like if this opened your eyes, share with anyone curious about the hidden side of reality, and I'll see you in the next deep dive.